Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing fine and are staying indoors and safe in this lockdown. I am Kanika Tandon and this is my first video of English grammar for class 3rd. You can easily learn from this video and stay in contact with your books, teachers and school while you sit at your homes. So let's start with the introduction of the book, which is Grammatics, and it is of Friends publication. This book is the same book we used in our last sessions. This book includes 29 chapters which will be divided into 2 terms and 2 let's recall exercises, which is a set of exercise for the revision of your previous chapters. So let's get started with the first and one of the most important chapters of the syllabus, that is the sentence. Chapter number 1, the sentences. As soon as we read this word sentence, one question that pops up in our mind is, what is a sentence? If I were teaching in the class right now and have asked you this question, one of you must have gotten up from its seats instantly and said, "Ma'am, a sentence is a vakya," which is not wrong. To use a very simple language, Hindi to be precise, a sentence is actually a vakya. But to know what a sentence is, we must know what a vakya is. A sentence is an ordered group of words which makes complete sense. So there are 2 things to keep in mind. One thing is that a sentence is an ordered group of words, which means that in order to make a sentence, we have to put words in a very ordered manner, in a very orderly way. And second thing is that those ordered group of words should make complete sense. So there are 2 things now. One thing, that the group of words should be in an order. And another thing is that those group of words should make a complete sense. To make you understand better, I have taken a random example. I have taken some words. Those are sun rises in east the. Now, do you see them in a very ordered way? No. And you know this, that I have not put these words in a very ordered manner because this makes no sense to you. As you read these words, I don't think you can make out what I am trying to tell you or what this sentence is trying to tell you. So now we have understood that the group of words that I have used here are not in an ordered manner because they make no complete sense and you don't understand what I have written here. Now, coming to the sun rises in the east. The sun rises in the east. This is an ordered group of words which is making a complete sense. And you know that this sentence is actually a sentence because when you are reading this sentence, it is easy for you to understand that I am telling you that the sun is rising from the east, or the sun always rises from the east. I hope that this thing is clear to you all, that what a sentence is. Just to give you a quick review, a sentence is an ordered group of words which make complete sense. There are always 2 things that we have to keep in our minds to understand what a sentence is. First thing, that the words we are using should be kept in an ordered way, in an ordered manner. And second, those group of words should make a complete sense. The next things that we should always keep in mind is a sentence should always begin with a capital letter. This is one of the most important thing that you should keep in your minds, that whenever we are starting a sentence, the first alphabet of the first word should always be in its capital form. The words should be ordered in a certain way to make a complete sense. This I have already explained you before while I was explaining you what a sentence is. The last thing is, a sentence usually ends with a full stop. A full stop is always put at the end of the sentence. This denotes that the sentence is already ended, and whatever we are writing next is a different sentence. Also, there is one more thing that you should keep in your mind, and it is not written here. That is that you should use very correct punctuation marks while you're writing a sentence. Now, the rest of the examples are: I do not. This is in an incomplete sense, not a sentence. While we are reading this, I do not, I don't understand. I think you will not be understanding what the sentence is trying to tell you. That is why it is an incomplete sentence and it does not make any sense to you or to me. But I do not like bananas makes a complete sense. That is why it is called a sentence. Is breakfast eating he? This is a jumbled group of words. This is not put in a very correct order. That's why we are not understanding, and this does not give a complete sense. He is eating breakfast. It is a meaningful sentence. Why? Because while we are reading this, he is eating breakfast, it is easy for us to understand that this sentence is talking about a boy who is eating his breakfast. I hope this much part of the chapter is clear to you. Coming to the next part of the chapter, which is the division of the sentence. It is very simple. This is the most simplest topic of the syllabus. One of the most important and simplest topic. A sentence can be divided into two parts: the person, place, thing or emotion that is spoken about, which is called the naming part or the subject. What is said, described about the person, place, thing or emotion, that is called doing part or the predicate. For example, the sun shines bright. Let me give you another example. A sentence is a group of words that has put in a very correct order and makes a complete sense. Right. Now there is one random example, which is Sunita is an intelligent girl. In this particular sentence, who is the person that we are talking about? Sunita. Sunita is a girl, and in this particular sentence, we are talking about Sunita. And what are we talking about Sunita? What am I telling you about Sunita? One thing, that is an intelligent girl. So, in simple words, subject is the part of the sentence which denotes that we are talking about a particular person, place, animal or a thing. Or for example, if I take another random example, like the sun is rising from the east, or the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. In this whole sentence, what is the particular topic that I am talking about? The sun. Therefore, in this whole sentence, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. We are talking about the sun. So, sun acts as the subject of the sentence. And what are we talking about about sun? That it rises in the east and sets in the west. That acts as a predicate. So in a sentence, whatever the topic is, or whatever the naming part is, whatever the topic is about which we are talking is the subject, and whatever we're talking about that subject, whatever we're saying about that subject is called the predicate. Some other examples are, the dog is barking. In this particular sentence, the subject is the dog. Why? Because we are talking about the dog. And what are we talking about the dog? That the dog is barking. So the dog acts as the subject and is barking is the predicate. Next sentence is, they are playing cricket. In this sentence, we are not clear about who all are playing. That's why they are using they as whole of a group or a team that is playing. So they act as the naming part and the doing part is are playing cricket. That bicycle is yours. We are talking about the bicycle. So that the bicycle becomes the subject and is yours is the predicate. The girl is carrying a bag. We are talking about the girl, that the girl is carrying a bag. So the girl acts as the subject and is carrying a bag acts as a predicate. With this, the explanation part of the chapter is over, and I hope that you all have understood whatever I have taught you in the video. So coming on to the exercise of chapter number 1, the first exercise is, separate the following sentences into their subject and predicate. As I have already taught you that the sentence is divided into two parts, the subject and the predicate. In this exercise, we have to do the same. We have to divide the sentence into its parts, that is the subject and the predicate. As you can see that there are two columns given. One is of the subject and another one is of the predicate. So what you have to do, you have to read the sentence, and whatever the subject is, you have to write it under the column of subject, and whatever the predicate is, you have to write it under the column of predicate. So let's get started with question number 1. A herd of cattle is grazing. In this sentence, we are talking about a herd of cattle. Therefore, the herd of cattle will come under the column of subject and is grazing will come under the column of predicate. The teacher gave us the homework. The teacher, we are talking about the teacher, so the teacher is the subject and gave us the homework is the predicate. The clock ticks all day long. The clock is a subject and ticks all day long is the predicate. Now this question, there is a deer in the park. As I have taught the same subject in the last session, I have noticed that many of the students got confused and wrote deer, only deer as the subject. And we should not do this. This is wrong. If you write only deer under the subject and the rest of the sentence under predicate, this will be considered as wrong. So there is a deer. Till deer, the whole all the words will come under the column of subject and the rest of the sentence will be the predicate. Next is, they solved the sum quickly. We don't know who are they here. So we'll consider that they is a group of students. So we are talking about they, that the group of students. We are assuming, we don't know. I'm not sure that they is a group of students, but they is acting as a noun here, the naming part here. So we'll write they under the column of subject and solve the sums quickly under the column of predicate. The boys were watching the match. The boys were watching the match. The boys is the subject and were watching the match is the predicate. Sunday is the first day of the week. Sunday is, of course, the naming part. So Sunday will come under the subject and the rest of the sentence is the first day of the week will come under the predicate. Now coming to question number 8, and fill up number 8, 9, 10 are on another page. So 8th question is, wisdom is better than strength. What are we talking about? Wisdom. So wisdom will come under the column subject and is better than strength will come under the column of predicate. 9th, an old man sat under the tree. The old man, we are talking about the old man. So an old man will come under the subject and sat under a tree will come under predicate. The singing of the bird delights us. This question is same as question number 4, where we were talking about the deer. Here also we are talking about the birds, but we'll not do that. We'll not write birds under the subject column and the rest of the sentence under the predicate, but we'll use all the words that are till bird. The singing of the bird will come under subject and delights us will come under predicate. Here we have completed exercise number 1, and rest of the exercise will be given in the next video of mine. And for the homework, try to learn the definitions that are given in the book in this particular chapter and complete exercise number 1 in your textbooks in a very neat and cursive handwriting. I'll see you all in the next video, and if you still have some questions, you can, without any hesitation, you can write the questions in the comment section. Till then, keep studying, stay home, and stay safe from this coronavirus. Thank you.